Everybody, it's Ellie, and this is not a real smile. Yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not feeling the best today, but I wanted to give you guys advice while I'm still conscious. Right, and I don't mean that in a weird way, I just mean while I'm still not crying, I guess. I'm occupying my time. But anyway, so this one is titled Whoa, I'm Single, and I feel like that's misleading because I have never been in like a boyfriend-girlfriend relationship, but I do want to like address all of the stuff about how, I'm gonna put this away. I'm gonna put my laptop away and just talk, because it's easier that way because I know exactly what I want to say. So there are different things, like rather than being single, I mean rather, I just said rather a lot, sorry. Again, these advice videos are unedited, unfiltered, on everything, so, yeah. There are single people, so this addresses people that are single and have never had anything, so people like me. This addresses people that have lost someone, like, physically, or just, like, emotionally. And this also addresses people that have recently broken up or just broken up and still need some kind of advice on what to do. And I mean, it's hard, and you probably aren't going to take me very seriously because I have never been in a relationship, like I just admitted to you, and I'm trying to give advice to people that have broken up, but I know what it's like to break up with friends, and it's no fun. And I mean, that's what it really boils down to, is you're moving on from a relationship. And it's hard, and I understand that. So the first thing I'm going to address are single people, and the first thing that I would advise you to do is to just like look around at your family. Look around at your siblings if you have any, your uncles, your aunts, or aunts, your parents, your grandparents, and talk to them. If you're comfortable with it, talk to them about their relationships, and you know, they will most likely give you really good advice on what they've done wrong in their life and like bad things that have happened and how they could have been avoided. And that's a really good source of information for when you're going into a relationship soon, or when you're like thinking about it with someone, because then you have all of this great stuff laid right in front of you about what you should and should not do. Like, she left me because I should have been more romantic. Well, there you go, guys. Try to be romantic a lot, you know, if that's what she likes. So that's just one of those things, like, you know, I should have been more of this, I should have been less of this, is what they'll usually bring it down to. So that's the first thing. Second thing is being confident, which I know is really like cliche. Like when you Google how to get a boyfriend or how to get a girlfriend, that's like the first thing that always comes up, is like, be confident in yourself in every list. And yes, I know, because I've been there too. And it's good advice. Confidence comes overnight. I don't know why everyone acts like it's difficult, because mine totally did. All I needed was to invest some time in it, and I had to be dedicated. So all you really have to do is lie to yourself. If you hate the way your hair looks today, instead of being like, oh my god, my hair is so horrible, I just say, your hair looks really pretty today, in the mirror, and then walk away. Just one compliment a day. And after, it took me like a month, and then now I'm like, damn girl, your hair, even if it's like, pfft. And I mean, that doesn't mean that you're going to be confident all the time, because I know that I'm not. But it does mean that you're going to be closer to how confident you want to be. And since I started being confident, girls, boom, how many guys do you think like me now? A lot. Like a lot more than before. So within those things, I mean, that's really all I can tell you, besides the fact that if you're needy, and I'm sorry, I don't want to put it that way, but you're a person. You don't need someone else to depend on. That is the biggest thing. For both people that have broken up, you don't need someone. And if you feel like you do, I feel sorry for you, because I know how it feels to be hurt because someone has, you know, hurt you, but I don't think you should ever get to a point where you're dependent on the person unless you're married. because in that way you are dependent upon the person because they're, you know, they're your spouse, which is something you both agree to, and, you know, all of that. So then, for the people who've just broken up recently, I'm sorry, because I have no idea what you're going through, whether it was your fault or the other person's fault, or if you broke up with them or if they broke up with you. I have no idea what you're going through, because I'm sure it's hard both ways. It's hard to tell someone that you love goodbye. That's another thing I wanted to discuss, is about loved ones that have passed away. I'm sorry for your loss, if that's why you've come here, to seek solace in the fact that they're in a better place, if that's what you choose to believe. I know I do, because it's better that way, and because I'm a Christian. Not a good one. I admit I'm not a good Christian, which is probably the first step in trying to get back to being a good Christian, I guess, being honest about it. Because I really don't do as much as I should. But anyway, the only thing I can tell you is that things will get better. And I know that's what everyone is saying right now. Or, you'll see them again, or whatever. And I know that is probably what you guys all do not want to hear, because you're like, I want them now. I want them now. I don't want them later. I want them now. But you just have to sit there and think about what they would want you to do. Like, I had my best friend family member. She was my great grandma. I got my name from her. You know, I had finally started changing myself, because I was not a very nice person to be around a few years ago. And once I started being better, she was taken away from me, and I felt so bad, because I felt like it was my fault that I hadn't been nicer to her my whole life, and that now I was being punished even though I was trying to be better. But the truth was that I didn't want to realize that, you know, I wanted to mope around, and I was dreadful to be around. I will not lie. Nobody wanted to be around me. I was just like, death to the world. I hate everyone. Don't touch me. Don't come near me, or I will murder you. Which never happened. I never murdered anyone. That's just how my whole aura was. But then I was sitting there one day, moping around, thinking about her, and then I thought, she wouldn't want me to be this way. She'd be very angry if she was still here and I was acting this way. She'd be very disappointed in me, and that was something I never wanted, because I cared about her opinion, and so then I decided to change, and now, well, yes, I'm mopey today. Personal reasons. But for those that have broken up recently, again, I'm sorry. The only thing I can really tell you is that it's hard when you're mentally or even physically dependent upon someone and then they're gone, because, you know, you just kind of have to get away from that idea, especially if you start dating again. Try to be, you know, you always have to be your own person. You can't let someone be you can't like fuse as one, because then that's when you'll get hurt most. And also, don't be a vengeful person when that happens. Don't go wreck their car. Don't do that, because later in life you will feel so much worse about it. And that is not something fun to feel. Like, revenge is not like the way to go in these scenarios. It's just kind of dealing with it and thinking, rather than thinking like, oh, it's my fault, or oh, it's his fault, just think it was both of our fault, and it's done. Maybe someday soon, if that's what we choose, then we can try again as different people. But if you know that's not how it's going to work out, just try to move on. That is all I can really tell you. And I hate not being able to tell anyone, because I've never been in a real solid boyfriend-girlfriend relationship. But, for everyone, and I'm taking this back so that I can read this specific quote, and it's that, you know, what I'm trying to tell you is that the sole truth is that you can't rely on others to make you happy, or you'll always be disappointed. And using the wise words of my best friend Ryland, Disappointment is just really ourselves setting a certain expectation and making ourselves feel bad when it's unnecessary. Which was like the greatest, wisest words I have heard in my life. Like when he sent that to me about something, I'm like, why are you so smart? Like, I'm like, that's some philosophy right there, like philosophical words to live by. And yeah, he's great. Which is, yeah, anyway. So I hope that this helped even in some small way or at all. I'd love if it helped at all. And I'm sorry that I'm not more peppy or as peppy as I usually am. I'm not having a good day. I might sit down and kind of like talk it out, but probably not. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you next time. Stay elegant, everybody.